Mic check, mic check. All right. Ooh. So this just dropped. In case you aren't aware, this is a allegation document against the video game developer of anime Vanguards, Paiseth, also the owner. And I'm just gonna be honest, straight out the gate, this is a big nothing burger. You can find this in the ALS Discord server, and I will scroll through some of it. I don't think you're gonna be able to slow any of this down, so good luck with that. But I will. All right, I would just say though, straight off the bat, this is such a biased and such a skewered perception. I have a couple of things I want to bring up during this video, and there are a couple of things I want to bring up, and I'll start off with the first thing that I want to mention. This is made by Brandon or Bossman, the lead developer of ALS, and I'll mention later on why that is a problem. However, to begin, I think that we should really, just criticize the document itself, because if you've actually read through this, which I hope you have, you can pretty quickly notice that there is not really that much actual provable and good evidence for this. All in all, they bring up weird and old and pretty irrelevant text messages. Sure, I'll concede on the point that Paiseth is definitely a weirdo. I would not say that he's a normal dude. But I really don't think that there is anything at all here where you can genuinely, definitively prove on some Cetro booming type shit that he is a PDF file, right? There's nothing. And if we now want to be like that, boss man, and we want to criticize, and we want to, attack people for this, and we want to accuse people who are not PDF files of being it, then I think that we should address another big elephant, because Otaku Gaming, one of, ALS big pluggers, so to say, has also had allegations. He's even gone as far as made an own video on it, which is apparently now unlisted. And I just want to say that having this guy on your content creation squad, amongst the content creators that you support for your game, and having him here and being fine with that, but the second that a competing developer has accusations, or not even accusations, but the second that you find anything on a competing developer, you choose to instantly publish it and criticize. Now I will say though, this was a while ago, and as he says in the video, and as you can see in this comment right here, it's past actions, and he claims that he's a different person today. But wait, that sounds quite familiar, doesn't it, though? Because all of the accusations and receipts shown in this document are all from the 2023 to 2024 period, which also I want to mention was a while ago. Maybe not in the grand scheme of things, if you were to compare this with, actual times. But during this time, he was 18 to 19, and he was going through a lot of development. And not only that, he wasn't psychologically and mentally fully developed. And while I don't think that this excuses his weird actions, I definitely think that he has grown since then, and I do not think that he is the same person now as he was back then. Also, I just want to mention this in case you are not smart enough to figure this out yourself. There is such a clear bias in this document because it is not posted by a credible source. It is not posted by a person who is close in relation with Paiseth, or Paiseth. I don't really know how to pronounce his name. It is posted by a lead developer and owner of a direct competitor to AV, or Anime Vanguards, otherwise known as Anime Last Stand. Now, I think that this is the clearest piece of evidence here that this is just a complete nothing burger, and it should not be taken that deeply or that seriously. I think that, yes, there are definitely accounts here of him being a creep, of him being a little bit of a weirdo, and while I will not support those actions, I will say that he has definitely grown from them, and he probably would not do this again. And thirdly here, I just want to mention that it is quite convenient that not only do they choose to release this right now when they drop the premiere for the new update of AV, they also choose to put it after Nags makes an entire video on, why Anime Last Stand fell off, criticizing their game. I really think that it's just a case of the boss man being a bit salty. And I also just want to say as well, I don't think that it is very professional of, Brandon or Bossman to post these allegations in the Anime Last Stand's game news of everything. He didn't forward this to a content creator to, cover it. He didn't send this to another person or in another minor channel in their Discord server. He chose to put this in specifically the Anime Last Stand game news, which I don't know if I'm the weird one here, but game news, not even like sub announcements, nothing like that. Game news, as really we were posting this, like, Jesus. And also, I just really think that, like I mentioned earlier, Brandon is way out of his league to comment on this. I don't think that he was there for any of this. I don't think that he was even in the Discord server for any of this. And I don't really think that he has. Maybe he doesn't even, if we're going to look at this in a positive way, maybe he has been led astray by another person who is jealous or just doesn't like Paiseth, who was there for these events and chose to purposefully skewer these images and crop them in a way that paints him in a bad light. However, we won't know this until further evidence is brought out. So I'm only working with what I have here. And from what I have, I really cannot see any way that this forms a definitive and very clear, reason, so to say, if that makes sense. All in all, I'll be very honest. This is one of the billion accusations at this point. There's way too many accusations on this platform. It needs to be put to a stop. I want to make clear that I do not support his actions. Not the weird ones, not nothing of it. But I really don't think that, you're really blowing this out of proportion by accusing him of what you are accusing him of. And, yeah. He's not really Setro booming, so I think that's all.
Free my boy Setro, though, on some real shit.
Just want to point this out real quick. Found this after I finished up my recording. As you can see here, he's apparently known about this, quote unquote, for a very long time. And this kind of just backs up my theory on him releasing it like when it is the most convenient for him instead of just, forwarding it like he should have. Yeah, that's all.